Okay, everyone, welcome back to another probably sad episode of Chasing the Monster alongside Luis Gomez. I'm David Karras, and we're here to recap the first and only playoff series for the 2025 Boston Red Sox team this year. The Red Sox, as of Thursday night, we're recording this on Monday night, but as of late Thursday night, their 2025 season was over. They lost to the New York Yankees. I feel like a terrible taste in my mouth when I say that team's name, but the Red Sox lost to arch rivals in the wild card round, ending their season. They lost 2 games to 1. Unfortunate statistic here, but Boston is the first team in this new wild card era where it's a best of three versus what it used to be a best of one. Red Sox are the first team to blow a 1-0 lead and drop the final 2 games of the series. So, bit of a bitter end to the season here for the Red Sox. We're going to recap these last 3 games coming up, but before we get into the games one by one, Lewis, how are you feeling?
Um, you already know, disappointed, but at the end of the day, I'm feeling happy and proud of the Boston Red Sox. I bet you if we go back in May or in June, we never expected this team at least to clinch a spot for the postseason, and they did. So I know it sucks losing to the Yankees. You never want to lose to them, but when you go to war, sometimes you don't get exactly everything you want. So that's part of the game. That's just a step forward as an organization, and hopefully we could bring more people in, more bats, and hopefully they see this as a good sign to keep adding to this team because this team fought and they made it to the postseason when when everyone literally count them down, count them out. I mean,
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I'm disappointed with how the series went because we'll get into this. We really had our chances to win the series in game 2. We could easily still be playing baseball right now against Toronto, but I'm personally happy with how this season went. We went from being 29 and 34 to ending the season 89 and 73. So that's a 21 game turnaround from 5 games under 500 to finishing the season 16 games above 500. We had, again, we're probably going to do a season review video, so I won't talk too much about the season as a whole, but the pitching development was great from our youngsters, Peyton Tolley, Connolly Early. Um, love what I saw out of the youngsters like Nate Eaton coming in clutch at times. Can't say enough about Roman Anthony. I mean, it really sucks we were without him for most of these the last month of the season plus the playoffs. But the future has the potential to be very bright for the Red Sox, but it always stings losing to the Yankees in any capacity. And just as a Boston sports fan, it makes me sad that New York has eliminated Boston twice in the last 5 months because for us Celtics fans out there who are subscribed to Chase Celtics Nation Rise and Celtics Talk Weekly, these Celtics had their season end to the hands of the New York Knicks back in May. So that part just makes me most sad. But maybe the rivalry is back on. Maybe we'll get some more epic meetings between these two cities in the next couple of years. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of optimism around the team for sure. Um, but here we go. We'll get into it game by game. Last Tuesday, the Red Sox kicked off the wild card series with a 3-1 victory. Garrett Crochet was on the bump for the Red Sox, and then for the Yankees, it was Max Fried who got the start. And really, the Yankees got on the board early and scored their 1 run in the bottom of the second from Anthony Volpe. Volpe took Crochet deep to right field and got them on the board right away. And I'm sure you saw the statistic, Lewis, but the only ballpark that would not have been a home run in that Volpe hit in game 1, Fenway Park. So how disappointed are you in kind of how we let our stumble to the finish line? And I shouldn't say we stumbled to the finish line because we still made the playoffs. We made the playoffs as a second wild card team. So we would have still been in the playoffs even with the old format. It's not like we snuck in and got lucky because of this new format where 6 teams, both from the American League and National League, get in. But when you hear a statistic like that, do you wish just a little bit more that the Red Sox had home field advantage in the series against the Yankees?
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie with you. This all three games felt like the Yankees were in control, even though they lost game one. But it just felt like they are on their take. Sorry, it felt like they had everything in their hands. Kind of sucks that when you're the visitor and just literally everything was going the Yankee way. You get me? I feel like if the series would at least going back to Boston for the last game or something, could have been really different. You get me? We have the fans cheering our team, and it would have been different. But it's just I don't know. To be honest, if it was just a wild card game like how it used to be before, just one game, we would have been we would have won. You get me? We would have won. But it sucks that now you got to play more games in that visitor like club and being a visitor, and we literally didn't get to play a game at Fenway.
So
That's
you don't like the new format. You like it as the old way where it's just a 1 game wild card because the two teams, it's funny you mentioned that because the Red Sox and Yankees had a 1 game wild card back in 2021, and that was one of my favorite games ever. The Red Sox beat the Yankees 6-2. But do you wish the MLB would go back to that format and get rid of the third wild card spot?
um it's fine, but I feel like it should be more like game one should be for the first team, the first place team. Game two. So it was like game one at Yankee Stadium, game two at Fenway, and game three at Yankee Stadium because, game three should definitely be at Yankee Stadium because it's, they were first place in the wild card seeds. But I feel like it should be more at like that. But I also realized being the second seed in the wild card also really sucks. Like, you got no momentum with you. You get me? It's just literally they don't know how the fans will go if it's postseason. You get me? At Fenway, the players don't know that. All they know is like how it is to play at a different ballpark in the postseason. And to be fair, it should be at least one game each, at least. If you're the better team, then you got no problem winning, beating beating that team at your place, and then away. But that's the only thing I don't like of it right now.
It's funny for me because it's like be careful what you wish for, as the saying goes, where right after the Red Sox beat the Yankees in 2021 in that 1 game wild card, I remember being hyped, obviously, because my team was moving on. Like, that was an epic game at Fenway. It doesn't get better than that, crushing the Yankees. Stanton had dominated us that whole final weekend of that regular season or the week before. And like,
Yeah,
I knew it was going to be our night that night when Stan hit that shot in the first inning. And it was only a single because he thought it was a homer. The Yankees announcer hilariously thought it was a homer and he was flipping out in the booth, but it didn't even like.
I remember that. He has done it again, and then bam,
Right, a
there's a
Stantonian
long single.
blast. That, and I knew right when that happened that was going to be our night. And then Nate Eovaldi shoved it up the Yankees. We had the relay at home to nail Judge down. I mean, that is just an awesome game. But
I
back to
remember.
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, no,
Game three gave me a flashback when Judge Stanton's first at
yes.
bat, the line drive, and he thought it was a home run. It was literally just
Wait,
the double that he hit.
we're gonna get into that. Yep, I
And
have some.
I thought I was like, okay, I like to see that because the last time I saw that we won it, we won that game. But the only thing is that he didn't go. He only stood at first, but this time he made it second. So Even though he didn't even score off of that either at the end of the day.
So I just remember after that game in 2021, though, thinking like, if I'm a Yankees fan, I'm pissed. Like I have my whole 162 game season comes down to one final game. So like something's got to change about that. I remember saying that in 2021 to my dad. This is where it becomes be careful where you wish for, because if we were in that old format, like you said, Lewis, the Red Sox are moving on. We aren't even talking about a game 2 and game 3 because it wouldn't exist. But games 2 and games 3 of it being a best 2 of 3 series now is what saved the Yankees and sent the Red Sox home. But it's what it is. You know, you roll with the punches. Maybe down the line, the future will benefit from the format. But we move on in game 1. That would be the only mistake Crochet made, was that pitch to Volpe. Crochet had an incredible, incredible Red Sox playoff debut. He went 7 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, and 11 strikeouts. Garrett Crochet right there, Lewis, was worth every penny of that extension we gave him in April. And
And the
all
117 pitches as well.
117 pitches, the 4 prospects we gave up for him, everything in that moment. I don't care what Crochet goes on to do the rest of his time with the Red Sox. We won the trade in my eyes in that one.
Yeah, we already did. Year 1 already. Year 1 already, and boom. That's it.
Because I didn't know what to expect. I know he was in the playoffs with the White Sox in 2020 and 2021, I think, but like I didn't know
As a
what to
reliever.
expect. Right. That was his first playoff start, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Because I was getting flashbacks to playoff Chris Sale in 2017, where that didn't go extremely well against the Astros. I mean, obviously, Chris Sale bounced back to get the final outs in the 2018 World Series a year later, but I just didn't know what to expect with Crochet. But it was everything I could have imagined and more.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, he even looks, we got a younger. He's young. He's only 26.
Right.
So I feel like we're just seeing, I feel like he's going to get even better. That's what I feel like. Meanwhile, this is literally like his second year as a starter. And this is the first time ever in his whole career he has thrown this much innings in his whole life. So it's also like a learning experience for him. But he's just so nasty that it doesn't look like it doesn't look like he's learning. But it is a learning experience. His arm is getting used to something that he has never done his whole life. But you know what? This guy is scary, man. You already know he. If that's him in year 1, imagine like next year that he has more experience. It gets bigger and stronger, and you can imagine already.
Yeah. So Crochet, can't say enough incredible things about him. But we'll get back to the Red Sox offense here in game 1, which was silent for the first 6 innings. And in the 7th inning, things got going. Rafaela started the rally with a 11 pitch walk. That would unfortunately be his best contribution in the series from the plate. He actually finished the series hitless, but I mean, I will give him his flowers, and we will take away his flowers later in the series for what he happened to unfortunately do in Game 3. But we will give him his flowers here, as he worked an incredible 11 pitch walk when up until that point we couldn't get anything across Freed, and then Nick Sogard hit the double to right field, taking advantage of Aaron Judge nonchalantly playing the grounder and right. He turned a single, he stretched into a double, and then we had second and third for Masataka Yoshida, who was on the bench to start this game, but came in to pinch hit for Rob Refsnyder, get the lefty on righty matchup. And then Masataka Yoshida, here in the 7th inning still of game 1, had the hit of the series for the Red Sox. He had a 2-run single to right and drove in both runs and gave the Red Sox a lead for good. What are your thoughts on Yoshida in the last 4 weeks of the season? Because he was the Red Sox hottest player the last couple weeks heading into the playoffs, and then that game 1. I mean, again, I don't want to talk too much bigger picture things because we're really here just to recap the Yankees Red Sox series. But does this change your opinion on us keeping Yoshida? Because a lot of people think he's not a fit here anymore.
I mean, a lot of people should know that he didn't play the whole season.
He missed the first 93 games. Yeah,
Yeah, like for a baseball player to at least be right, to be right mentally, like you gotta struggle, you get me? And you gotta like keep playing. And at some point, it was like he plays a day, and then the next day he doesn't play. You get me? It wasn't like playing every day. He didn't start against lefties. He didn't start against lefties either. So it's like I knew at some point he was gonna show up. He showed the potential that he's a batting average guy. He shows the potential that he could hit. And at the end, he was starting to see it at the right moment to perfect timing. That's when you want to start hitting, not in the beginning of the season, especially going to October. But he showed up. He did. And you could tell he was putting the ball more in the air, hitting more home runs. His last 6 games, he hit 2 home runs against the Blue Jays and against the Tigers. But you could tell he was different. You could tell he was looking the ball different, hitting the ball different. It was coming off different off his bat, and he took that to the postseason. Even though he didn't, he only started game 3 and game 1 literally right away. Boom, you get me? You could. That's how you could tell he was seeing the ball different. And game 2, he literally did the same thing, but you saw what Jack Chisholm did. That would have been so different if Jack Chisholm would have let that ball go back to the outfield. Way different, but you know we can't do nothing about that now. But you could tell he was hitting the ball nice. And then game 3 against 2 hits against that Cam guy. I don't even want to say his name, but he literally was that pitcher's only threat. It was Yoshida.
yeah. So Yoshida gave us a lead for good, and then Bregman in the ninth would add some insurance, not getting a run, giving us a 3-1 lead at the time. And then Aroldis Chapman pitched an inning and a third here. Obviously, with playoff baseball, every out mattering so much more than one of your 162 regular season games that you play. Cora asked for a little bit more on the workload of Chapman, and he was able to get the job done and get the save for the Red Sox. It did get a little bit scary in the ninth inning. I'm sure we were all nervous watching that as he let up uh, 3 straight singles to load the bases, but then he got out of it without allowing a single run. And yeah, that's how the Red Sox won game 1. How are you feeling? I mean, this is kind of an obvious question, but how are you feeling after game 1? I was fired up personally. I
Oh
thought we
yeah,
were
you thought what?
I thought we were going to get it done after game 1. I thought we had all the momentum. I mean, we got at that point, we were 10-4 against the Yankees. 6 of those wins at that time had come in Yankee Stadium, 6 of their wins against them this season. So like, I thought, yeah, I thought we were going to get it done. But how were you feeling?
I mean, I knew that it was like, okay, we literally broke the Yankees' heart. With this game, they couldn't score 1 run in the ninth inning with no outs, and I knew they were gonna show up the next day. But I also know that they're also like a little bit hurt from that game, from game 1. So I was literally like, it has to be tomorrow. We gotta win game 2. We gotta put them away now. We could not give them more chances anymore. And you know what happened at the end, but I felt like that was game 2 was the one that we needed to win. If not, we were fucked for game 3. And especially because it was a rookie pitching for us as well. You don't know what to expect from early, but at that time in game 2, but before in game 2, but I was like, okay, this is the time to try to put them away.
Yeah.
and we had the chance. We had it in our hands. Literally had it. And I just feel like things were going more like the Yankee way for the Yankees. The Yankees had more luck than us this series with Nate Ethan not scoring not going home on that playoff when Chisholm slide and threw at first and it went by Ben Rice and then Ethan didn't go home. Also that and also Jack Chisholm literally diving for that ball when Yoshida put it in play. It could have been literally that could have gave us the RBI run, like the go ahead run right there. And would have been so different because Chapman's gonna warm up right away to try to close it. But
So heading into game two, the Red Sox were in an incredible spot with the pitching staff, most specifically, because we'd only used two pitchers, and the Yankees used in game one six total pitchers. So we all knew it was going to happen in game two. Um, Bayo was on the bump versus Carlos Rodon, but the hope, at least in my eyes, was Bayo can just get us 15 outs, 5 innings. Like maybe you could survive. You could probably survive if he gets you through 4 innings and just 12 outs. But we needed Bayo at least to go 2 times through the order. Um,
yeah,
that that didn't happen, and we knew that again. That could honestly, because we had all these arms rested, we could throw the kitchen sink at the Yankees in game two because we didn't use barely any relievers. We can go matchup based on matchup. We have all these fresh arms who have a few days rest now. The Yankees need a huge start out of Rodon. Like it doesn't matter how the game's going. Like as long as it's close, Rodon's got to go at least 6 innings, and that's what he did. He went 6 innings for the Yankees. But to me personally, I know we give this guy a lot of praise on this show, and like I do love him for the future, and like I have nothing but great things to say about him. And this isn't me knocking him at all, but the biggest miss for me, in my opinion, or one of the bigger misses was Brian Bayo not going deeper in this game. I thought that was a disappointment. He only went 2 1/3 innings, giving up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, and 1 walk. Granted, it was Cora who was the one who pulled him. We don't know if he would have been able to make it out of that third inning, but Cora, as he always does in the playoffs, will pull his pitchers if he senses things starting to go downhill. I personally think that was the right thing at that moment to pull him in that third inning, but it would have been nicer to get at least another inning or two out of Bayo in this game.
I mean, yeah, I could see why Cora pulled him out. I like tried. Cora was trying to end it. You get me? Like Cora didn't want the game to go to. He didn't want the Yankees to score more runs. They were already leading 2-0. So you get me? That would if the Yankees added more runs, that would be more difficult for us. But I could see where Cora's coming from. You get me? Like you could tell Cora's desperate to win that game really bad. That it's like he doesn't want to go to a game three,
It was
and
all or nothing. It's like you're
yeah,
playing
yeah.
poker and you're pushing all your chips to the middle because everyone knew we were going to use all our relievers. We were playing like there's no tomorrow, and
Oh
obviously,
yeah, and
but
you could tell the Yankees were different. You could tell the Yankees they knew they had to hit if they wanted to, if they want to keep playing. But you could tell they came in and they were ready for Bayo. You could tell Cora did the right thing. I agree with Cora. Even though he could have, Bayo probably could have gotten out of it. We never know if he could have or not. But I think he did the right thing in the right moment. Because sometimes it's about being in that moment and then should I or not? Should I keep him or what? But I also credit Cora for that. Cora, you already know he's not scared.
oh yeah,
And I totally forgot. I actually love to see Cora do this stuff because I haven't we just seen Cora for the last 4 years in regular season, you get me? But I haven't seen that Cora in so long, man.
he's
It
an
felt different.
he's an incredible playoff manager. I miss watching Alex Cora manage the playoffs. Like what he did in 2018 was incredible. I thought 2021 was incredible too, and then Game One was just a masterpiece. And like, yeah, he did everything he could in this game. you had to pull Bayo in that situation. I agree with you, Lewis. Just wish we were able to get more out of Bayo and then push it to potentially just only having to rely on like a Whitlock, Tolley, or something like that to come out of the
Yeah.
bullpen. But yeah, I mean, he made all the right decisions. I mean, Cora wasn't the one on the field, hitting or fielding or pitching. So I mean, there was only so much he can do from just watching the game. But I had no problems with anything Cora did in the series. Maybe starting Yoshida in game 2 and riding with that hot hand, and then maybe just honestly benching Duran would be another thing I'd suggest. That's kind of like a hot take, but Duran just obviously had a horrendous series. There's no other way to look at it. But I mean, those are trivial things. Like I have no problems with how Cora managed the series. I'm not like these people on all these different social media apps who are calling for Cora to get fired. That's just ridiculous. That's not going to be happening anytime soon. And like, we're not going to fire one of the best managers in the game. So Red Sox fans need to grow up if you want Cora to get fired. To be honest, in my eyes. But yeah, Bayo, as I said, went 2 1/3, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk. He gave up a 2-run shot in the bottom of the first to Ben Rice, the Cohasset, Massachusetts native, who just continues to kill the Red Sox at the plate. In his first game, or when he was not his first game, but when he was a rookie with the Yankees in 2024, he homered 3 times in the same game against the Red Sox, and he kills this year.
I went to that game.
Oh, really? I'm sorry.
Oh my God, I went to that game. And oh my God, that was just terrible. I mean, I remember the only thing that I remember really good was Rafael Devers' 200 home run. He hit his 200 home run.
And what did that get Devers? It traded the Giants.
So Devers has I was actually happy for him because he has the numbers. So if you keep putting those same numbers, he's gonna go to the Hall of Fame. At the end of his career, he's gonna probably have the type of numbers to go into the Hall of Fame. So I was like, okay, I love that we have this future Hall of Famer here. More, but you get what I mean. I was happy for that. That's the only thing I felt happy for. And then Ben Rice ruined it. And
So
I really hate him though. I really do.
you
I
hate
can't
him.
stand his. Yeah. I can't
Hate the
stand.
strong word, Lewis.
Nah. I wish I could punch him.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
He
So
pisses me off, man. Like with that alien head that he has.
So the Yankees would take a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the first, but the Red Sox would tie it up in the top of the third. Trevor Story would have a 2-run single. Story showed up in the series. That's another guy who had a good series for the Sox. He had hits in every single game, and he would drive in all 3 runs in this game. He had the 2-run single here, and then he'd have a solo shot in the 6th to tie the game up at 3-3 at that point. To back up an inning, bottom of the 5th, the Yankees would take the lead back after Jarren Duran dropped a fly ball and allowed the run to score for the Yankees. I believe it was Judge who had the hit on that play.
Yeah. They called it as a hit, by the way.
Right. They counted as a hit, even though it was in Duran's glove and it fell out. But either way, that gave the Yankees the lead 3-2 in the bottom of the 5th, when it should have been the end of the inning for both teams. But I mean, we can keep talking about this, but like the defense was just pathetic this series from the Red Sox. And I think me and you texted about this, or I might have texted someone else about this, but like the Red Sox defense has sucked for like the last 4 or 5 years. And no one in the world should be surprised that it came back to haunt them on the biggest stage. Like that needs to be better next year. We need to play better defense. It's horrendous that we have a Gold Glover, or I don't know if he'll be here next year, but we had a Gold Glover at third in Bregman. We have a Gold Glover Story. We had a Gold Glover that just won the Gold Glove last year in Wilyer Abreu in right field. We have Rafaela, who's considered arguably the best defensive center fielder in the game right now. and we're still making so many errors on the field. What are we doing? We have to be better with that. That costs us this game. That costs us the series.
Yeah. Literally, we were what? I think we were the leaders in freaking errors this year in the big leagues. If not, we're
116 errors this year, 115 last year,
how many this year
116,
and last year?
115.
We gotta clean that up. We do. We definitely gotta start playing clean baseball at least. Like, oh my god, that was so many errors.
And it's the
Sometimes it's
same it's the same thing every year. Like they keep saying it at the end of every season. Or I don't
yeah.
even think
They literally said it today.
they said it today, but I don't think they said it the last few years. And it's like talk is cheap. Like actually go out there and like commit to being better on the field because this has gone on for way too long.
If
Really,
not get someone to freaking get someone that could do the job. That's it. Come on, like
really in 2021 our defense was sucky too, but it got masked by the fact that we won 92 games and had like a fun team to watch. So like 2022 is when it was so painful, and then every year after that it's been horrendous. But yeah,
yeah.
Duran had the error there that made it 3-2. We tied it back up. Story leadoff homer, top six, 3-3, and then we had a chance either in the sixth or seventh to add on even more runs, as you were talking about, Lewis, as Yoshida stepped up to the plate. Another pinch hit situation. He had a soft grounder that looked like it could squeak into the outfield, but Jazz Chisholm made a great diving play. Nate Eaton was rounding third. He didn't know that he didn't choose to start running home because Hudson, the third base coach, had held him up. Had he probably kept on going, he probably would have scored, and the Red Sox got out the 4-3 lead in the seventh. But he held up, and the Red Sox got out of the inning with no further runs scored, and the game was still tied at that point. That's just another blunder too, like another blunder on the biggest stage. I'm not too cranky about that one because like that's like you never know with stuff like that. Like that's just so like hard to tell, and like I personally don't blame Hudson for holding up Eaton there, even though it looks like he probably would have scored. I mean, it's easier, heat of the moment, you lose a game by one. It's very easy to get mad about a moment like that when you could have pushed across another run. But that stuff is so crazy, you never know what could happen. That's just my opinion, though. I understand both sides of it, but like that isn't something that's not what I'm the most angry about from the series.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
You
thought we
can't even
could.
get the words out.
I mean, man, that was just rough. That was. I remember like seeing the game in that same point of view, man. It wasn't just you don't talk about that. But I mean,
We looked like a young team that was the lights were too bright for us, and that
yeah,
was an example of that.
you could tell. You could tell. My cousin literally called me to tell me that, and he's like, "Yo, you have a bunch of kids. Meanwhile, the Yankees have all these superstars. You have a bunch of kids. All of them are skinny too. They don't have someone that could hit bombs or something. I know that being an athlete is really good, but sometimes you need people that has power. It's not just all about being an athlete." And I'm like, I mean, have you seen what we gone through this year? We did have a power hitter, and we had to trade him because he wasn't willing to play first. So I was just telling him, hopefully we do our job in the free agency. Hopefully, man, like hopefully they decide to spend money like how they used to, especially the perfect timing. This team literally went to the postseason right now. You get me? Now they need help. No, because literally all of them are experiencing the postseason for the first time, except Story and Bregman and Lau, and then everyone else is experiencing postseason for the first time in the whole life. But you also gotta add you gotta add, man. Like
And
you could tell that we needed people.
And then, as fate would have it, the Yankees are rewarded for good base running in the bottom of the eighth. Garrett Whitlock was in the game at this point. And he pitched incredible for the Red Sox. I mean, he went 1 2/3 innings, but the wheels fell off at the end. He pitched 47 pitches, I believe, which is a ton for him, the most he's thrown in a while. And he just he ran out of gas at the end, and it cost to the Red Sox with 2 outs. Jazz Chisholm drew a walk, and then Austin Wells drove him in. Chisholm scored from first all the way to home. He started running right after the pitch was thrown, and then it was a short hit ball from Wells, but enough to score Jazz Chisholm. Heck of a throw from Nate Wright, but it was just too late, and that would be the winning run for the Yankees. They would win this game 4-3. This game felt like the Red Sox were snake bitten. We had some unlucky plays. The Yankees capitalized on what they needed to do, and now it's 1-1 heading into Thursday night's game. And we all knew that this could be very interesting. And honestly, I was I was disappointed we lost, but also excited about it being a winner take all game because I mean, like, who has it better than us, right? For Red Sox and Yankees fans, like who we wouldn't want it any other way. Red Sox, Yankees, winner take all. There is no tomorrow. Yankee Stadium. I mean, that's what you live for. Like I was excited for that, but the part that was scary to me is you don't know what the heck can happen when in a winner take all game you have two rookies on the mound.
Anything could happen in those type of games, man. Anything,
So
literally.
yeah, we had Connolly early on the bump for the Red Sox in Game 3, and then it was the Massachusetts Walpole Mass native Cam Schlittler on the bump for the Yankees. And unfortunately, Cam got the best of Connolly and the Red Sox. And in short, the Yankees shut out the Red Sox 4-0 in Game 3. This was a pretty painful game to endure as a Red Sox fan. But quickly, just to go back for a second, how were you feeling heading into this game after losing such a tough game too? Did you still have faith in the Red Sox to get it done in Game 3, Lewis, or did you have a feeling that this could take a turn for the worse?
I have faith on my team like I always do, but I also know that in one game anything is possible. I wouldn't be surprised. Like it's all about luck at this point. You know what I mean? Sometimes in one game, a bad team can win. Anyone can win. You get me? So at this point, I knew whoever has the best luck in this game, and if like things got to be going your way, and I was already like, I wouldn't be surprised if everything goes the Yankee way because they're home. They've been playing here for the last 2 days, so I was like prepared if we lost, but I had faith until the ninth inning, but I was feeling really positive about the team though before the game, and especially in the beginning. Connor early was pitching amazing in the beginning.
Right. Um, this this game still had its misfortunes from the Red Sox, as we talked about earlier. Giancarlo Stanton, I forget what inning it was in, but it was before they scored all those runs. He had the hit to left center that he did a bit of a bat flip on. It was screaming to the bench about, but it was only a double. He thought it was a home run, but probably should have been just a single. But Duran in left field was jogging to the ball. He didn't get the best relay in, and then Story didn't have the best throw to second. So Stanton, arguably the slowest player in the MLB, was able to leg out a double. And at that point, he didn't score in that inning. The Yankees didn't score at all in that frame. But those are the types of things that were making me nervous as the game went on. And then, really everything that happened in this game happened in the fourth inning. The Yankees scored all four of their runs in this frame. But the play that started it all was Rafaela misplaying that short fly ball and allowing whoever that was to get to second base in the Yankees. I apologize for
Yeah,
forgetting.
Cody Bellinger.
Cody Bellinger, thank you. I didn't think too much of it in the moment, but that was a ball that should have been caught. Rafaela took a weird route to the ball where he started running sideways, and then by the time he dived, it was way too late. And then that's what just kept the inning going. That should have been an outright there. And then the Yankees just piled on from that point.
Yeah.
Just, really, just the defense was just unacceptable in the series. And Cora said it in that field interview right after that frame where he said we didn't play defense in that inning, but it was just really disappointing to see the defense let Connolly early down, who, as you said, was dealing up until that point.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's not like early got smacked. No, I mean, the errors, the team, we let him down. The defense let him down. But he was performing even better than the Cam guy. I don't want to say his name because, but yeah, he was pitching better. He was pitching better. It's just that the Yankees pitcher had defense, and his defense definitely responded back to him, but early defense let him down. Yeah.
Yeah. So in that inning, Volpe, Wells, and Rosario had RBIs. Defense also, to add insult to injury, had another blunder in that fourth inning where the ball that should have been fielded cleanly by Nathaniel Lowe that probably could have got us into an inning and double play potentially went off his glove and then
Mhm.
went into short right field, allowed to run the score. So again, just the defense. The defense needed to be better, and they let the team down. And yeah, that was all she wrote. Connolly Early's final stat line: 3 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. Um, Slayton, Matz, Weiser, Chapman, the rest of the way did what they could to shut out the um, Yankees and stop the bleeding. But you know, as much as we don't want to do this, and you're going to hate me for saying this, Lewis, we got to give credit to Cam Schlittler. Do or die game, kid from Walpole, Red Sox fan growing up. He shoved it up the Red Sox. You know what? As much as it pains me to say that, 8 innings,
Fuck it.
ball, 5 hits, no walks, and 12 strikeouts. Pretty tough pill to swallow. Um, yeah, and yeah, really not too much
Fuck
else.
that guy.
Well, I was just about to say not too much else to say, but Lewis clearly has more to say.
Nah, listen, man. I expect you gotta be professional as well. You gotta learn how to be a professional. Come on, man. Going on Twitter too.
I mean, those types of things make me salty right now as a grieving Red Sox fan, but at the same time, it's like, all right, let's go. Like, I hope he's pitching at Fenway next year because that's going to be a hostile environment for him.
He's done. He's not making it alive in Fenway. And hopefully the Red Sox players should take that personal. We should definitely take that personal. That's
Yes,
literally embarrassing. And I wonder why didn't he speak like that before the game? Now he's acting like a tough man because he isn't one. He isn't.
everybody, the famous Luka Doncic quote: "Everyone acts tough when they're up."
No, you gotta talk before. You really. I was about to say what he is, but I can't say it here. But everybody knows who he is.
We don't want the chase. We do not want the Chase the Monster YouTube channel taken down. So
Yeah. But he's not who he thinks he is. Like, man, like, okay, I would tip
it's
his cap to him, okay. But then after that, bear, bro, like, come on. Drinking that water, dirty water.
what also what
Not even,
also
I didn't
made me
even know who he was.
what also made me throw up was the play. was it McMahon made when he flipped into the dugout at the end of the game 3 to rob whoever that was at the plate for the Red Sox? That made me throw up a little bit in my mouth too. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. We can't play defense for our life.
Yeah, that's how you know everything was going the Yankees' way. They had the good luck on they had the good luck arms and stuff like that. You know everything was going their way, and it did end up going their way. It happens. It's part of baseball, but you already know that there's always going to be a next year, always. And at the end of the day, it is okay. They beat us, but we're literally a team is going through this. Never been in postseason before, and it's different for us. You get me? Meanwhile, they got so many years of choking in the postseason. They're used to choking at this point. You get me? They're used to being in the postseason. This is Rafaela's first time, Duran's first time, Abreu's first time, Nate Nate Eaton's first time. We didn't even have our best player in the freaking lineup, man. Roman Anthony was hurt, and I feel like if he would have been fine, he would have done. He could have been a game changer. He could have been definitely for game two. It only what it was 4-3. So Roman Anthony at Yankee Stadium, he could have definitely done something else. You get me? You never know what he could have done. What if he hits a shot? It could have been something different if you have such a good talented hitter like Roman Anthony in that lineup. Instead, we have Nate Eaton playing right field. You see, it's different. It's different. And compare Nate Eaton to Roman. Nate Eaton is a
So
no one compared to Roman.
yes, if you are just hopping at this point in the video and you couldn't tell by how angry we are, the Red Sox got eliminated.
But
By
we gotta do things though. We gotta do things. You could in this series, you could tell that we need veterans. We
so
need we need power hitters.
let me ask you this though: is the rivalry back on?
It is. Especially with this kid talking, the Yankee pitchers, the camp guy. You
So
already know. They're gonna light him up when he goes to Fenway.
are you gonna are me you and Griffin gonna go to a Red Sox Yankees game next year at Fenway?
Hell yeah. And the big thing, I wanna get the seats right next to the bullpen, Yankee bullpen. They warm up there. I'm gonna start yelling at him. You're screwed.
See, this is where I feel like the MLB got it wrong though, because you know how every team plays every team now in the regular season, so there's less divisional play. This is where
Yeah.
you miss out on things like this because the Red Sox and Yankees used to play 19 times a year. Now we only play like what, 13 times,
Hmm.
12 times. So like, I don't know. I mean, we're still going to have those chances. I mean, we still play them whatever it is, 12, 14 times next year, but I wish coming off like a heated series like this that we could play them 19 times again and get so many punches at them and they get so many punches at us. But
No, yeah, and we probably would have seen the cam guy. He wouldn't be a surprise for us.
that
He was
that
always in the rotation for them, but we never got to face him. He
so
got lucky.
for the first time since 2003, the Yankees eliminated the Red Sox from the playoffs. Um, some stats I'll read off here too that I hate to read out. Game 3, which is the fifth time the Red Sox were shut out all season. For the series, the Red Sox scored just 6 runs and had a 198 average. They batted 19 for 96 from the plate with 30 strikeouts. The Red Sox were 4 for 15 with runners in scoring position this series, and they left 21 runners on base. Um, Bregman was great, 3 for 7 in the series. Duran was not. He was 1 for 11 in the series with 4 strikeouts. And again, besides that walk, Rafaela was 0 for 10 with 4 strikeouts. Narvaez, Wilyer Abreu, and Romy Gonzalez were a combined 1 for 22 with 10 strikeouts in New York. Um, yeah, I mean, obviously it helps that it doesn't help that our best player was out for the series, but we got to be better next year with our defense and then just hitting with runners on base, cashing in situational baseball. I mean, we didn't even talk about the failed bunt from Rafaela. in game 2 that he popped up right to the pitcher.
Thank God we didn't talk about that.
We got to be better with situational baseball. We got to be better all around. We have to
You know what?
improve the team this offseason. The future is bright, but we can't be
Rely
content.
on that. Just only yeah.
We can't rely on what we did this year.
No, and they will just get better. We will just get better, of course. That's like an improvement from last year. But you also gotta add because we also need some help, especially offensively. You could tell. Our pitching did a nice job in this series.
And, right, that's something
They
to build
gave us
off.
they gave us a chance. The
And,
bullpen gave us a chance. We just needed some pop.
and here's a positive stat I'll say is that we regular season we had the best bullpen in the American League ERA wise. Last year we were 24th in that category, so that's something to build off of for sure.
Yeah, and we just gonna get even better when Tanner Houck comes back healthy, Hunter Dobbins comes back healthy, Carter Crawford. You get me? Like we're just gonna get better and better. And
Right.
hopefully we get more pitchers as well, free agency or trade, and maybe we need at this point we literally need like a P. Alonso at first.
So
It would have been different.
a bitter end to the Red Sox season here, losing to the Yankees, but otherwise a very fun and eventful 2025 season it was. We went from
It was.
the low of that first series against Texas, dropping 3-4, to the high of taking the series against Baltimore, to getting the crochet extension done, to sweeping the Cardinals the first series of the year. I was at the home opener against the Cardinals. That was a fun time. To all the highs and lows of the summer, peaking, sweeping the Yankees. Then right after beating the Yankees, trade endeavors. Then it was low for a little bit. Then we went on the 10-game win streak before the All-Star break. Then we, beat the Yankees 3 or 4 times in late August at Yankee Stadium. All the walk-off wins, then losing Roman Anthony, but, doing enough to make the playoffs and then winning game 1 of the Yankees series to then drop the last 2 when our season be over. So it was a crazy ride. I do just want to say to everyone that watched this, thank you for all your support. This is just the beginning for me and Lewis, and you're not getting rid of us anytime soon. We're gonna keep making videos for you guys this winter. There is a lot to talk about with the Red Sox in the future, and I mean we both agree the future is bright, but this is an important offseason for the future of the franchise for the Red Sox, and we will have you covered with that.
Another fact is that we did remember we had this little thing that we couldn't, like, every time we record before the series, we couldn't win that series.
Yeah,
We will come back and we're literally pissed off, like damn, we suck. But then at some point we did one series before the season preview and the series preview. I mean, sorry, and we never like got back like to talk. Like I don't know what like it wasn't meant to be, man. That's how you know. Like even we did the series preview once at the end, and we did one the series. That would have been the first time ever. But then you weren't available because you got sick, and I'm like, damn, this was like the only shot to do the series preview with a series when we win the series. And then I was expecting like, oh, maybe we win the series against the Yankees. Yeah, it's gonna have to wait until next year.
well, that is going to do it for us for the 2025 Red Sox game recaps. But again,
Also,
go ahead.
sorry for interrupting.
Oh, you're good.
Carlo Narvaez is getting knee surgery, but he is expected to be ready for spring training.
I'm not too concerned about that, and I don't think he is either. So thank you for bringing that up, though. That's an important note. He was the warrior playing through that, and
Good man.
he was very overused this season, but he did the most he could. for this team, and he was a pleasant surprise as well. But
Yeah.
thanks everyone for watching these game recaps in 2025. We'll still be coming at you. We'll try and do every day. Screw it. Why not? We'll try and pump out content for you as much as we can. But yeah, it's going to be, we'll try and keep you guys updated as much as we can from now until April. But the game recaps are over. The Red Sox are on to the 2026 season. But before we get to that, we need to figure out what the team is going to look like. And we will figure that out and tell you all a lot more about that in these next coming months. So, alongside Lewis, I'm David. If you like these episodes, hit the like button, subscribe, keep watching, and we will talk to you guys next time. Have a great day. Take care.
Peace.